Okay, so we're back for our part 2 of our lesson about ellipse. So at this point, we need to graph now our equation of our ellipse given in our part 1 the value of the vertices, the foci, the major axis, the minor axis, and the endpoints of the latus rectum. After that one, we need to also determine our directrices or the two directrix. Okay. So given in our Cartesian coordinate plane, first step is please take note that the center of our ellipse is at the origin. So which means our ellipse will evolve in this part of your coordinate. Okay? Now, our vertex with the coordinate is 5, 0, and negative 5, 0. So let's plot first our vertex. So the vertex one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your vertex. V1. Okay, so that is V1, which is the first vertex 5, 0, and the other vertex is negative 5, 0. So which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your vertex 2. Okay, after plotting the values of your vertex in the Cartesian coordinate plane, we need to also plot our foci or the two focus. We have 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your focus. So this will be your focus 1. While the other focus is negative 4, 0. So which is 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be your focus 1. Okay. At this point, since we're done plotting our vertices and the focus, our major axis right now is the same with your vertex. Okay, this will be your major axis. Please take note that the major axis is actually the line segment that connects the two endpoints of your ellipse. So which means the vertex is actually the side points of your ellipse. Now, the same with the parabola, the foci is actually devoured by the ellipse. Vice versa, the ellipse will be devoured by the vertex. So, murag ikaon siya, no? Mag-ana ang porma sa tong ellipse, and the other part of the ellipse, mag-ana sa siya. Murag devoured siya. Alright? So now, this one will go now to the minor axis. The minor axis is the coordinate 0, 3, and 0, negative 3. So, in this, the y-axis is the pita. Okay? 0, 3 is 1, 2, 3. So, this will be your minor axis. And the other minor axis is 0, negative 3. So, 1, 2, 3. So, this is your other minor axis. You can refer to our notes wherein you can identify your 0B and 0, negative B. Okay? So, now, what we will do, sir? Can we form right now the ellipse? Dili pa. So, let us plot first our endpoints of the latus rectum. If you observe, the endpoints of your latus rectum have 4 coordinates. And these 4 coordinates refer to the 4 parts of your Cartesian coordinate plane. Like for example, the 4, 9, 5, all positive in this part of your Cartesian coordinate plane. While the negative 4 and 9, 5 is this part of the coordinate. While the negative 4, negative 9, 5 is this part. While 4 and negative 9, 5 is this part. Okay? Which means in this part here, in our endpoints of the latus rectum, okay, so that we can determine or we can draw now our parabola. Another thing is that our latus rectum or the endpoints of the latus rectum will serve as the guide for us to graph the ellipse or to connect all the parts of the ellipse para mag-graph ta. Okay. So let's graph first the coordinate 4, 9, 5. So where is 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And where is 9 over 5? 9 over 5, by using your calculator, if you have a calculator, 9 over 5 is, what is the value? That is 2.25. Okay? So we will try to check if it's correct. Okay, 4.25. Okay? So where is 4? This one. And then 2.25. Am I correct? So we're in 1, 2, and then 0.25 is just like in this part here. Okay? So this will be your 4 9/5. Okay? And the other part is negative 4 9/5. Okay? So again, negative 4, this one, and 9/5 is this part here. Negative 4 9/5. So we'll observe they're actually aligned with each other, no? Just make sure they are aligned. So in our graph, marag hiwi siya gamay atong i-linya og tarong. Okay? Atong ilinya og tarong. Okay? So make sure they are aligned with each other. Okay? And also your endpoints will be aligned with your focus. Please take note of that one. Okay. Another part here is the negative 4 and negative 9/5. So again, aligned with your focus. 1, 2. Then 2.25 will be at this part here. Okay. So, dili kay siya exact, but at least, no, makakuha na to. So, you have negative 4, negative 9/5. Okay. And the other part here is 4 and negative 9/5. We have 4, negative 9/5, or 2.25. So, again, make sure they are aligned with the focus. Marag nahiwi na akong graph. Okay. So which means mura tag magporma og rectangle, no? Makita niyo ang points. Make sure align siya sa focus. Okay? And then align po dere. Align po silang duha dere. Okay. So these are the endpoints of our lattice rectum. So again, before we can graph our ellipse, we need to plot the directrix, the vertices, the focus, the minor axis, the points of the minor axis, the endpoints of the minor axis. Again, when we say it as the endpoints of the minor axis, and while the vertices is actually the endpoints of the major axis. Okay? While here is the endpoints of the minor axis, the B, 0B, and 0 negative B. Okay? So at this point, say first step na to, atong i-connect para maporma siyang ellipse. So gikan sa minor axis, we go to connect it to our okay. So murag dili kay nindot ang graph. Akong balikon. Okay. So atong i-try sa ubos ta daan, no. So pwede ta sa B, depende sa pag-connect lang ninyo kung asa mo comfortable. So again, the vertex padung sa one of the endpoints, then padung na pod ka sa value sa B or the minor axis. The minor axis connect. So dili kay perfect atong ellipse, but at least we tried, no. And then the V padung diri, then padung diri na sad. Okay, then connect as well the points, then connect as well. Okay, so more or less, no, that is the graph of our ellipse, no, with that certain equation. Now there is a one lacking part of our ellipse that we need to graph. Okay, which is the directrices, which are the two directrix. Now there is a very easy way to determine the directrix of your ellipse, especially if the vertex or the center of your ellipse is at the origin. So how? Please take note that an ellipse is actually the directrix is actually a point. That is actually an equation so that we can graph our directrix. Now, to graph our directrix, okay, saan na to? Taara na siya skilid. Okay. Now, the distance between the focus and the vertex is actually equal to the distance between the vertex and to the directrix. That is true to the ellipse as well as the parabola. So which means, again, balik ko na ko, the distance coming from the vertex to the focus is just equal to the distance from the vertex padung sa directrix. So, if ever you have this in our graph, the distance from the focus to vertex is actually 1 unit. Usa lang yun ang reference. So, which means, our directrix is also 1 unit away with our vertex. Okay? So, now, this is your directrix. And then, we will draw a line or broken line so that we can determine that that is our directrix. So, this one here is your directrix equals, that is x. Your directrix x is equal to positive. Again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. Okay, so your directrix x is equal to 6, while the other directrix, again, equal ang unit. So, naadri atong directrix. Then, i-plot lang. Try to draw a broken line. So, therefore, this our directrix, again, x is equal to negative 6. X is equal to 6, x is equal to negative 6. So, therefore, this equation, if an ellipse, x squared over 25 plus y squared over 9 is equal to 1. Okay? So, that is how we graph our ellipse.